Hey, my name's David Bond, and today I just wanted to discuss something that I've been working on in my own time. It's the idea of playing legato with all hammer-ons and no pull-offs, as made famous by Alan Holdsworth, also used by Marshall Harrison in his video about legato. And it used to be used a lot by Brett Garsted as well, although I'm told he's not doing it quite so much anymore. I don't want to rattle on too much, but what I'm going to say is it differs from your regular legato in that we don't do pull-offs like this. We just do reverse hammer-ons. So we're lifting one finger and slamming the next one down, using the impact against the fret wire to sound the note. And the idea is that it sounds a lot more fluid, a lot more like your hammer-ons, because your hammer-ons are really fluid sounding, but pull-offs can be quite jagged. So the idea is it creates more uniformity between those two techniques. So what I wanted to do is just discuss briefly the exercises that I've been running to try and smoothen it out in my own playing. I mean, I don't claim to be a master of this technique by any means, but it's something that I've been working on and something that I've found quite fun to play. So what I've done, the first exercise I've just taken straight from the Marshall Harrison video, which you should check out. It's just hammer-ons from nowhere, which I'm pretty sure he's actually stolen from Greg Howe originally anyway. So, you know, the cycle continues. All we're going to do is play down the fretboard. And if you couldn't quite see, essentially I'm skipping between two strings, just playing, say, 4, 3, 2, 1, skipping between the E and the B string, and then moving down the string sets doing the same thing. And in case you didn't notice, watch my right hand. It's doing nothing at all. I'm not picking a single note. I'm just hammering on with my fingers and using the impact of my fingers against the frets to make those notes sound out. The next exercise that I've been doing then is just a basic chromatic thing, almost like you'd do for warming up alternate picking, like this kind of thing, but instead we're going to do it all hammer-ons and pull-offs. Really just kind of paying note to where the notes sound weaker on the descending runs. Generally, you'll probably find it's this ring finger, you know, that little bastard, because it's a lot weaker than the rest of them, and you've really got to strengthen it up to make it sound consistent with the other notes. I guess I found the more that I did it, the more those notes started to even out, you know. But when I first started doing it a few months back, I really found that note with the ring finger was really weak, you know, all the time. But I just persisted with it because, you know, being pretty stubborn, I figured that as long as I did it for long enough, it would just strengthen up, and I'm finding it's getting better. The next exercise that I've been doing then is just running with modes based on, you know, any particular scale, you know, major scale, minor scale, melodic minor, but just playing up and down the modes and using them as exercises. I guess I've probably been running with the melodic minor scale more than anything, just because then I'm working on the melodic minor modes at the same time as working on my all hammer stuff. So what I've been doing is just running up and down the modes. And just trying to get all those notes to sound really even, and try and get it to sound like a constant run of notes, no accents. I don't want kind of triplet accents on the first of the 3 notes per string and so on, just trying to keep it all really even. So that's the third exercise that I've been doing. The next one is just taking basic arpeggios, like minor and major 7, dominant 7 shapes, and just trying to play up and down them, playing up the arpeggios, just with downstrokes, like as if I was sweep picking, slides and hammer-ons, and then going back down again, just with upstrokes, reverse hammer-ons, and slides back down again. So, you know, that was a minor 7, dominant 7. Just trying to keep all the notes as smooth as I can, and again, making note of where the notes are sounding weaker and trying to work on that. The last exercise that I've been doing then, which is actually only something that I've really started doing in the last few weeks, and has almost been like a breakthrough for me with this exercise, is just taking a free line, or trying to create a free line of notes, not based on any patterns, but just staying within one scale. So what I've been doing with this then is just taking the melodic minor scale and applying that to an altered chord. So for instance, taking a vamp on a G sharp alt chord and then just running, say, an A melodic minor scale over that. I mean, I don't want to go into kind of scale theory and so on, but suffice it to say that if you play that over that chord, all the notes from the A melodic minor scale are potential chord tones, because they're all the altered chord tones from the G sharp alt chord. So the great thing with that is that any note that you land on, despite it being quite a dissonant chord anyway, it is a chord tone, so you don't need to think too much about where you're landing and making sure that you're hitting chord tones to finish on. But yeah, what I've been doing with it then is just taking that scale and just trying to create 3 lines. And just trying to kind of rattle up and down the fretboard, switch between different modes, move around, try and cover as much ground as possible. And as soon as I notice that a note sounds weak, I stop, start again, and change the line. And also, as soon as I notice that a pattern is emerging, say I was doing like... that was a pattern, moving up string sets. I don't want that, that's not a free line. So as soon as I notice that, I stop again and gather my thoughts and start again, and try and keep it all random notes. I guess the main reason that I wanted to get this down is it's always amazed me with Holdsworth playing the complete freedom of his note choice. He's not confined to what notes are nearby, and he's not confined to patterns that he's practiced and that kind of thing. I mean, it probably is to some extent, but to my ear it sounds more like he's just making free note choices based on the chords that he's hearing and so on, which is why I wanted to try and get that into my own playing. So yeah, I've rattled on for long enough. That's the exercises that I've been doing. Hopefully it's something that you can, make some use out of. If you've got any videos of yourself playing this, these exercises or this technique, just send it through to me and I can always, link it to this video so people can see what you're up to. Hopefully that was useful. Cheers.